Hey, what's good, boys? Fantasy football season. It's about to be here. Let's get some mock drafts in. I'm going to do 3 different mock drafts from the 1 slot, the 5 slot, and the 10 slot. I only do PPR, which is point per reception, meaning every time a player catches a ball, you get a point. 10 teams is the most common, so we're going to go with that. Let's get it, baby. I won't waste your time. From the 1 slot, the only player I am taking is Justin Jefferson. He's the clear-cut god, 1 of 1 pick. Some people are taking McCaffrey. I think you're crazy. McCaffrey's competing with George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell, Brandon Ayuk. There's so many talented players on that roster, whereas Justin Jefferson is just the guy. I think if I had the 2nd pick, I definitely would take McCaffrey. I'm not taking Jamar Chase or Travis Kelce or Austin Eckler. But I think if I had the 1st pick, there's literally no question if I have the 1st pick. 2nd pick, I'd take McCaffrey. 3rd pick, I would take Austin Eckler. 4th pick, I'd take Jamar. And 5th pick, I'd take Travis Kelce. That would be my first 5 order. Okay, now you're in a weird spot, though. If you get picked 1 of 1, I think this is where it's kind of hardest to pick from. In this particular mock, I have Derrick Henry available. I don't think that shit is ever gonna happen. Like, I don't think that's realistic at all. So probably what I would do here is Josh Allen and then Pollard, or Josh Allen, Breece Hall. But keep in mind, though, when you guys are in like family leagues or whatever, the only time a mock draft is realistic is when everybody is competent. And most of you probably play in fantasy leagues where not everybody is competent. So I will take Derrick Henry and then Josh Allen here. You could take Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts interchangeably. In my opinion, I just don't think Jalen Hurts can repeat his performance from last year. I think a lot of his points came from QB sneak touchdowns, man. I don't know if teams are going to let that shit happen so easily this year, now that it became so popular. But Justin Jefferson, Derrick Henry, Josh Allen, Deebo Samuel is still available for me here. His average draft position is right here, and I do love Deebo Samuel here. Already got a quarterback, so Lamar's off the table. I don't like Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is going so high on boards. I hate this. He didn't play football last year, man. He was dealing with a lot. He dealt with suspension, a lot of mental health issues. I wish him the best. I'm not taking a player like this that early. I'm not going to make the joke. You know what joke I'm talking about. I like Amari Cooper way better than Calvin Ridley. I am not taking George Kittle. Burnt me last year. I'm not trying that again. If I don't get Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews in the first 2-3 rounds, I'm not going for any tight end until late. DeAndre Hopkins scares me too. He didn't do shit on the Cardinals. And what makes me think he's going to do anything with Tannehill? I don't know. I would go Deebo and then Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon has been slipping a little bit for a lot of people. I still like him. Just because Cincinnati's good and he's RB1. I think he'll get a lot of opportunities to get touchdowns still. I really like our team right now. We got QB, we got 2 great wide receivers, 2 great running backs. So none of this scares me right now. Okay, Kyle Pitts is a guy I'm not totally willing to give up on, but I'm still not going to do it. You guys can go ahead and take Kyle Pitts if you want. I took him last year, and I'm over it. I can't feel that pain again. Now, Madison is clear-cut RB1. I still don't like him as much. Sleeper has Madison going higher than James Conner, but here's the thing. James Conner's been RB1. He's clear RB1. I trust him more than Alexander Madison. So right here, I would probably go James Conner and then Michael Pittman. I still love Michael Pittman. He was a good PPR wide receiver last year. I know things are getting a little weird in Indianapolis, at least quarterback-wise, but I don't think that stops Michael Pittman from being a really good PPR wide receiver. I'm taking Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson, dude, this is so crazy. So in 2020, Deontay Johnson had 144 receptions and 7 touchdowns, right? In 2022, he had 104, so he had more targets. He had 2 less receptions. I messed that up, but you get my point. He had 2 less receptions, and he had 0 touchdowns. He had 0 touchdowns. And it's not just that he's not getting end zone looks. He was getting end zone looks. He was just getting crazy unlucky. I think Deontay Johnson is going to have a very similar season, except there will be touchdowns in there, which is a ton more points. I love Deontay Johnson this year. So I'll go Deontay Johnson. Also, my tight end that I'm like super high on is Pat Freiermuth, but I don't want to go double Steelers here. So if I'm not getting Freiermuth, I am going to take Evan Engram. But bro, Pat Freiermuth, I think is poised to have an amazing, amazing season. This is why I really like the late round tight ends. That's why I'm not going to jump on like Hawkinson or Kittle or Pitts early, unless it's like butt naked obvious, because I think Goddard's great. I think Engram is great. I think Freiermuth is great. I think David Njoku could be good with Deshaun Watson. And you know what? David Njoku is available for me here. I'm obviously not going to take it, but he's available. Out of these guys, I got 3 running backs already, so I'm probably going to pick up another wide receiver. I don't hate Rashad Penny. If I want to get a fourth running back, I think Rashad Penny would be the guy because he's going to be splitting carries with DeAndre Swift. But I like Zay Flowers. I like that the Ravens drafted Zay Flowers. So I'm actually just going to go double up with those two. I'll go Zay Flowers, Rashad Penny. Ravens been asking for weapons, and then they drafted Zay Flowers and signed Odell. I think Odell is kind of washed, low-key. I think he'll still be good, but I actually think Zay Flowers, especially towards the latter half of the year, it's going to come out big. I can see Zay Flowers being a playoff winner. One of them rookies late in the season gets his stride, you know? So I only do 12 rounds in my leagues because I don't play kicker and we only have 3 bench slots. So this technically is my last pick. And with my last pick here, I would actually go Adam Thielen. I like Adam Thielen. He's the old vet coming in for the rookie quarterback. So, you know, Bryce Young's going to trust the guy. Sure-handed white receiver. You know how it is. Okay. Hey, let's see how that came out. I really like this, by the way. I really like this team. So, like I said, I don't play with kickers. I think kickers are stupid in fantasy football, so I just don't do it. I play 2 flex, 3 bench slots, which is not what we have here, but that's okay. Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon. That gets me horny. Having Justin Jefferson and Debo makes me horny. So this first 5 is fucking electric. Evan Engram, I think that's a great tight end to get late. Michael Pittman, James Conner at flex scares me a little bit. But if this was my fantasy team, like if I got round 1, pick 1, and this is what my team looked like, I'd be butt naked going into the season, bro. That's a beautiful team. I gotta say, I usually don't like drafting from the 1, but this year I like it better than the last 3 years. There seems to be some solid talent available. I like it. I don't hate it. All right, we're going to run back the exact same thing, but this time we'll go from the 6th slot. So we don't have the luxury of picking up Justin Jefferson. I think that first 5 is exactly how you guys are going to see it in your leagues. I mean, not the order, but those 5 guys being gone. I don't think you'll have an opportunity to get any of those 5. If you do, take them at the 6. I will say this, though. I hate the options here. This first pick, I don't usually mind being team 6, but Cooper Kupp. I don't like it. He scares me, man. So does Bijan. Bijan scares me, too. Tyreek Hill doesn't scare me because I do like Tyreek Hill a lot. I think out of these 3, though, I think I'm taking Bijan personally. I don't know what it is about Cooper Kupp. I don't have a big statistical analysis to pull out of my ass here, but I just can't see Cooper Kupp repeating the magic, especially after the Rams had such a down season. Morale is low, man, especially in my brain. I'm going Bijan. I'm not excited about any of those, though. I like it. It almost makes me want to reach and take like Saquon, but I'm not going to do that. We start out with Bijan. I'll say I like my second pick a lot better. You could do a lot of things from here. You could double load with Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb's going to be amazing this year. No Kareem Hunt, healthy O-line. They're going to give him the ball a fuck ton, and he's a demon. So I like Nick Chubb this year a lot. But I think in this position, you're silly in PPR if you don't take CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb's clear cut. Like Devontae Adams, there's a little bit of uncertainty. He's got a new quarterback. But CeeDee Lamb, baby. Listen, the Devontae Adams also played in college with Derek Carr. There's already chemistry there. So now that Derek Carr's gone, Devontae Adams is like the tiniest bit spooky for me. I'm taking CeeDee Lamb. Whole lot of talking to say I'm taking CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is going to be fucking nasty this year. So Bijan and CeeDee Lamb, value-wise, Jalen Hurts is the pick here. But I'm not going to do it. I took Josh Allen 3 before. I'm going to take Mark Andrews. I would take Mark Andrews here. I don't really expect him to fall that far in most leagues. If he comes down to you there, though, God, he's so good. He's not Travis Kelce, but he's damn close. Mark Andrews, mid-3rd round, I like that a lot. I mean, I know people who take him in the 2nd, so that works for me. I technically could do the stack, the Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews stack, but stacks kind of scare me. Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is grossly overrated in fantasy. He should not be going this high. I think Kenneth Walker is grossly overrated. They just drafted a 2nd-round running back. I think they're going to split carries. It scares me. Aaron Jones doesn't have Aaron Rodgers, so he scares me. I'd almost take Joe Burrow here. I almost would take Joe Burrow here. Oh, that's weird. I don't like anybody here. I'm going to take Joe Burrow. I just felt like I was in a hole there. I didn't like any of those picks. I've got tight end, quarterback, wide receiver, running back. See, now I don't like the Joe Burrow pick because Justin Fields is available. I think Justin Fields is probably a better value. I mean, I can't know that Justin Fields is still going to be available, but looking at him now, I don't like these picks anymore. I will tell you, though, I love J.K. Dobbins this year. I really love J.K. Dobbins this year. Like, I hate to say injuries, but if you draft in fantasy football and you say, oh, I'm not getting him because of injuries, bro, this is NFL. Like, literally fucking everybody can get injured any second of any day. You have to draft players assuming they're going to stay healthy. The only reason I don't like Dobbins is I already got Mark Andrews, so this draft is scaring me, man. I think I'd either take D-Hop or Scary Terry here. I'm going to take Scary Terry. Take Terry McLaurin. He's a very consistent wide receiver, so I'm going to take him over Dobbins. Ugh, I do not like this draft at all. I'll risk it on DeAndre Swift. We'll go with the Philadelphia Eagle. The only reason I don't like DeAndre Swift is I know the Lions didn't like him. Like, we really wanted him to get out of there. I don't know what that's all about, but he's the RB1 on the Philadelphia Eagles, so I don't think he's the worst pick. Here, I'll take Mike Williams. Mike Williams is an excellent wide receiver, too, on a huge air raid team. Wasn't as productive last year as he probably should have been just because of injuries. I still like Mike Williams. I'm not going to take Kamara. I don't know about his injury status, so he scares me. I'm going to take Christian Kirk here because I really like the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. Christian Kirk is getting a bag, and he was really productive last year. He was like PPR wide receiver 11 last year. Yeah, he was. I kind of need another running back, though, and I don't expect there to be a lot of options. I don't like this draft, bro. I don't like this draft. I'm going to go A.J. Dillon here. I do believe in A.J. Dillon. I like him. He's young. Aaron Jones is older. I do like Kadarius Toney, though. I like the value of Kadarius Toney. I mean, any Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver is a pretty nice value. So we'll take Kadarius Toney here. I'll take Brian Robinson late as well. Yeah, Brian Robinson in the 11th round. I mean, he's technically an RB1. I imagine he'll start over Antonio Gibson. I'll clean this up with Jets defense. I'll take it. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about this draft. I did not like that slot, bro. If I get the 6th slot, I'm gonna be big spooked out. So Joe Burrow, Bijan, DeAndre Swift. I think the mistake I made was Mark Andrews. I don't think I should have taken Mark Andrews that high. I do like Mark Andrews a lot. I think I talked myself into it there. I think instead of Mark Andrews, I probably take a super elite running back. And then where I drafted DeAndre Swift, I drafted tight end. Because there's still a lot of good value for tight end. I know Mark Andrews is basically wide receiver 1. He does get some crazy numbers, man. He is consistently, so he was number 5 in 2019, 6 in 2020, 1st in 2021, 4th in 2022. So Mike Williams and Christian Kirk at the flex. That's amazing. Amazing to have. And we do have running back depth as well as a wide receiver down there. But yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't like that spot. Final draft from the 10 slot. So we get a back-to-back here. If I have these options, I'm taking Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb. I was able to get CeeDee Lamb pretty late in the last one, though, so I'm not going to take it. I'll go Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown. I actually like this spot because you're going to have so many good options, you really can't go wrong. Like, if I had to go Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Jonathan Taylor, Devontae, whatever, you're going to have really good options there. So I think if I really got to choose, I'm taking the last slot every time. I'd love to draft from here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go big running back, big wide receiver. I wouldn't go Devonta Smith because I have A.J. Brown. I'm staying away from Etienne. I took DK in that first draft, but I'm going to do it again. I'd go Najee DK here. 100%. So you got an excellent RB1 and RB2, wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. Pick up some depth and then a quarterback and a tight end late, and I'm really going to like this draft. I don't think Joe Mixon will make it all the way to me. Oof. He was close, though. Joe Mixon almost made it. Love Drake London this year, bro. Drake London. Ooh! I've already liked Drake London just because he gets a lot of targets. He's a big boy. Look at that. 12, 11, 9, 8, all towards the end of the season. Started to get more. It's just the Falcons are kind of mid right now. So we'll see. But I still really like Drake London. I'm gonna be sticking to Drake London in a lot of drafts. And I will take a shot on Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce had a really nice season. It's going to be dependent on CJ Stroud and what Houston's able to do. The concern is Houston's not going to be able to get the ball down the field too much, and they certainly won't be running out the clock because you got to be winning to be doing that. But I still like Dameon Pierce. In the 6th round, you take what you can get. With this back-to-back here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick up a really nice wide receiver. I'm going to pick up a nice running back. I'd go Rachaad White, and then wide receivers. I'm only going Rachaad White because I don't like the rest of these guys. I don't like Pacheco at all. I don't like Kamara with whatever's going on there. Javonte Williams coming off an ACL tear. He could be good. He definitely could be good. As for wide receivers, I'm always torn in Pittsburgh whether I go Deontay Johnson or George Pickens. I'll take a little gamble and go George Pickens, but I think most of the time I'm taking Deontay Johnson. Since they're going at a similar spot in the draft, you usually will have both options, like if you're thinking about one of them. Hey, there he is, Pat Freiermuth. It's weird to double up on Steelers right there, but Freiermuth is amazing. I'm really excited to get Freiermuth. Now we're in a position where I could take a quarterback. I actually don't hate Deshaun Watson this year. Oh, this sounds so weird, but I really don't hate Deshaun Watson. I mean, ever since college, watching Deshaun Watson and watching how good he was on the Texans, I think, you know, he's been dealing with a whole lot of shit, and he brought it all on himself, so I'm not excusing it, but I do think this could be the year where Deshaun Watson goes back to being the Deshaun Watson we've seen. So I would not be mad at all if Deshaun Watson was my QB1. I'll take Damian Harris here late. He's going to be splitting carries with James Cook. James Cook's probably going to be a little better, probably used a little more, but I'd take it. I mean, it's a late pickup anyway. Fuck it. Yeah, I'll get the Elijah Moore stack, baby. I'll get that Deshaun Watson, Elijah Moore stack. I do think Elijah Moore is good. He just never got used on the Jets because they just had too many weapons. He was definitely upset about that. Well, ignoring defense, honestly, defense doesn't matter. Honestly, what I do in fantasy is I just look at the matchups. I try to figure out what team is playing the worst offense and just pick up that defense off the waiver wire. So whatever. But looking at this team, Deshaun Watson, QB1, Saquon and Najee Harris, both my running backs, AJ Brown, DK. Oh my fucking God, I love this team. Oh, dude, my 1-slot team and my 10-slot team are nasty, but I do not like my 6-slot team. Here's my 6-slot team. Man, I'm not proud of this team. Like, you never know. That's the annoying thing about fantasy. Like, this could be my best team that I drafted, theoretically. But looking at it, I don't like it. I do like this team a lot. So that's my hope. I hope I get further from the middle. If I get 1, 2, 3, or 8, 9, 10, now we're talking. Hey, all right, boys. Those are my mock drafts. Let me know what you guys think. If there's any players you think I'm rating too highly or too low, what you're doing in your drafts and all that stuff. Bro, I love talking fantasy football, so I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.